All right, now I got everything going. So, like I say, congratulations. I'm glad you made it. My message tonight and from this point forward is going to be all about timing. If you've been in network marketing before and failed, it probably wasn't your fault. It was probably bad timing. There's a whole lot of different reasons, but timing has the majority of the problems, right? Either you're too early or you're too late. You got to hit it right in the middle. Making big money is simple. If you can catch a company at the right time in their growth curve, and every company goes through a growth curve. Valentis has grown 900% in the past 12 months and positioned for massive growth over the next 3 to 5 years. So this is not a startup. This is a 5-year-old company. So I'm going to show you how to create a 5, 6, 7-figure residual income if that's something that you're interested in doing. So buckle up. We got a lot of things to cover. But before we do that, let me just give you something to think about. I don't know your life and where you're at in your life. I just want to ask you this question. Is it possible for you to make $100,000 a year at what you're doing? Some of you are going to say probably, yeah. Is it possible for you to make $100,000 a month at what you're doing? You're going to say probably no, right? I mean, $100,000 a month, come on, give me a break. Here's another question. How much money have you saved since you started working? Probably not very much. I mean, that's just statistics, right? And if you get sick, hurt, can't work, what's your fate? What's going to happen to you, your family, your kids, your wife, and everybody else, and all your responsibilities? Are you trading time for money? If you are, you got to really pay attention. Maybe you need a new plan A. Maybe your plan A is not really a good plan A. I love this. He said, until you find a way to make money even while you're sleeping, you're going to work until you die. So here's a little bit about myself. I've been in the network marketing industry for 31 years full-time. I owned an advertising agency for 16 years prior to that. Never thought I'd ever be in network marketing because I had the wrong perception, right? I had the wrong idea of what I thought the industry was, and it was I thought, right? Then a person shrugged me off to a meeting, and in that meeting, I found a lot of people that didn't look particularly intelligent that were making more money monthly than I was making annually after owning a business for 16 years. I quickly started to pay attention, right? My paradigm shifted, and I now became very aware of this industry called network marketing. I built teams of over 400,000 people a couple of times in my career with a couple of different companies, and I've traveled the world over 6 million miles. I was retired until May of 2018 until I saw something, until I tried something. And then it was, obvious that I had to get involved in this company called Valentis. I'm going to let you hear from John Horenza. John is our master distributor, #1 income earner, Crown Ambassador, and we filmed this not too long ago, but it's very relevant to what he says about his background and where we are in this life cycle of a company. So let me let you hear from John.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. And, with your history and success you've had in the industry, Chuck, let me just say it's just an honor to be working with you. You're a legend in this industry and just, have done amazing things, and just so excited to have you here, with us here at Valentis. Folks, I'll give you a little history on myself. I've been now 30 years now in this industry. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, actually still have a lake home there, very near where I grew up. I had no sales background. I was a blue-collar worker. I was a welder, building, maintaining equipment. I have a learning disability, I have dyslexia. And so I came to the industry, with no self-esteem, no self-confidence, very shy and introverted. My first experience was NSA water filters, and just an amazing experience. It was 4 years there, learned the fundamentals, fell in love with network marketing, learned how important timing was, how important a consumable product was, and so I've now been 30 years in the industry. I've been with 4 companies. Every single experience has been phenomenal. NSA, 4 years, earned about $400,000. Was with Rexall after that for 12 years, earned $4 million. From there, master distributor of Wayora. Over that 12-year window, was able to earn about $10 million, and then another couple million with its sister company, Javita. And now I'm with Valentis, right? And what's led me to Valentis, number one, is because here's what I believe, is all of these companies, right, and/or opportunities are made up of 5 critical elements, right? The company, the product, the compensation plan, the timing, and the training and support. And if 2 or 3 of those elements are not in place, I mean, it really doesn't matter how good we are, or how hard we work. I mean, despite our best efforts, we're going to struggle, right? I mean, you could take me now, having earned $22 million in the industry, put me with a company where those elements aren't in place, and I'm going to struggle. I mean, I look at myself here today. I'm not a different person. I'm not doing anything different than I've ever done, but, averaging, almost $400,000 a month, on the verge of making $500,000 a month. So I'm not doing anything different. The difference is the vehicle, right? And let me, we all know, and I'm assuming most of these people watching this are people that have been in the industry, you've had success, hear these stories about timing, and timing really is everything, right? And timing is actually very predictable. I mean, timing is a factor of numbers. There's very distinctive tipping points to where, that trigger, momentum and trigger that critical mass window where the company actually, just explodes. And here's what's, we've went in we've had our challenges. We're 5 years old. We had a really good start, or actually a slow start. Then in the middle, 2016, we had a great year. We had some challenges. In May of last year, May of 2018, we were under $1 million in sales. We just closed out July over $8 million in sales. Okay, we've grown $1 million in each of the last in the last 4 months, and we're on track here in August to grow another $1 million. But here's why I'm telling you the story from a strict number standpoint, right? We've reached that point. This point of geometric growth is starting to work for us, because 7 million of the 8 million in sales is all brand new volume. Everybody's new and fresh and excited. So our attrition is literally non-existent. And so it's kind of like, if you look at that penny a day, doubled every day concept, and you hit that certain tipping point where the compounding effect of numbers just kind of just take a course of its own, just explode. And if you look at, I got a little chart here. And if you look at the compounding effect of numbers, right, a penny a day doubled every day, and it's about day 20. It's about day 20 that the numbers really become significant, right? And that's from a just kind of a comparison standpoint. I think that's where we are. We're at about day 20. Because we have so many brand new, excited people making money and exploding that we're ready to absolutely explode. Okay, so we went from $1 million a month to $8 million a month in the last year. We went from $2 million a month to $8 million a month since the first of the year. And I believe by the end of this year, we're going to grow $1 million in August. I believe with our conference in Orlando, we're going to grow $2 million in September. And I believe we're going to be doing $12 million a month by the end of this year. So and it's not just here in the United States. Chuck, you were just telling me about a meeting in Nigeria where you had people stand, 400 people in Nigeria, and we're not even official there yet, right? I mean, I was in Spain, in May, we're doing like $1.5 million a month in Spain. The thing is absolutely ready to explode. And again, I can just keep going. I'm excited, folks. This is the absolute dream time to join a company, because we are ready to absolutely explode. So
So you're right. I mean, John's exactly right. I mean, the company is on the verge of, this incredible explosion. And it all took place, back in 2014. Dave Jordan started the company. I've known Dave for about 8 years. Best opportunity I've seen, period, bar none, in the last 30 years. Here's what happened to me. Dave called me all excited about an amazing weight loss coffee. This little product right here called Slim Roast Optimum. It's an instant coffee, all natural, patented, exclusive to Valentis. And, I said, Dave, I'm looking for a way to lose some weight. So yeah, I'll try some coffee. I gave it a shot. And I started drinking 2 cups of coffee every morning, just like I have been doing my whole entire adult life. And, for some reason, I noticed that it was working immediately. I had a lot more energy. I didn't have an appetite. I didn't have the cravings that I usually have. And so I started dropping pounds. I accidentally got on a scale, 9 pounds the first week. That got me excited. I started keeping real good track then, 18 pounds the first month. That's when I called Dave and I said, Dave, I'm going to grab an airplane ticket. I'm going to come to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And so I flew up there, walked in the front doors of this building right here, and sat down with Dave for 2.5 days and just looked at everything. Did a forensic investigation, basically, of Valentis, because I wanted to make sure that if I pulled the trigger, if I came out of semi-retirement that I was enjoying, that, it was going to be for a reason. And folks, what I found was a company with $80 million in global sales, now over $125 million in global sales, a global seamless compensation plan. And what that means is that we can enroll people and refer people anywhere in the world. We can ship products to anywhere in the world, right? First international office in the Philippines. John is going to be heading over there in October. So we can ship products globally. We're just in a contract, beginning stages of a contract with DHL to make sure all of our international shipments get handled correctly. We just came out with an app that was just launched at the event in Orlando that John talked about. The event was great. However, because of a hurricane that came into my town for the second year in a row, on the same day, I might add, I was unable to go, no flights, right? So I stayed home and weathered the storm with my wife and everybody else. So, I can't say enough good things about Dave Jordan and his wife Joyce and what they put together. They have weathered the storm. They have beat the odds, basically, and the product line is crazy. It's growing, over 20 products now. And quite frankly, there's some home run products in this mix of products that any company would love to have had. And like this More Detox, incredible product, right? The carb burner, the 24/7, and another product called Emulin that you're going to hear a lot about. I want you to go to ValentisProducts.com and go to ValentisProducts.com, or you can also go to PrevailMoreDetox.com, PrevailMore, M-O-R-E, Detox.com, or Prevail Emulin, it's EMULIN.com, PrevailEmulin.com, and look at those 2 products specifically. Incredible products. So I'm excited, but I want you to go to ValentisProducts.com, go look at all the products. But what I'm going to stay focused on and what I'm excited about is a product that gets instant results on almost everybody, almost every time, and it just works, right? I mean, you can go to our Facebook page. It's FB for Facebook, FB Testimonials, plural, .info, FBTestimonials.info, and go and look at all the testimonials there. They'll blow you away. So there's the growth. There's the growth that John was talking about. 700,000 May of 2018 when I looked at the company to 7 million a month in May of 2019. 900% growth. You just don't see that in companies over that period of time. Look, December, January, February, March. I mean, it's just crazy. So, and this is the primary reason that I decided to do what I'm doing and building my final team is because of the timing. The right company at the right time with the right products, with all the stars lined up, you get into what is called momentum, this rapid growth that takes place. You know, a lot of companies talk about it. Very few companies ever experience. It's kind of that mirage that a lot of companies, oh, we're going into momentum. We're going into momentum. You got to get in. You got to get in. You know, most of it is a bunch of BS. You know, what I'll say is that, you know, if you can catch one, and I've caught 3 others, right, in that phase of their growth, and each and every time I made millions of dollars. It wasn't because of me that I was so good. It was because of the timing that I caught that company, and I caught this one at the right time. You're catching it at the right time. You know, when I caught it, it was back in May of 2018. And, you know, nobody had ever heard of it. Still, nobody has ever heard of Valentis, so that's great. We just finished August with 10 million, almost right at $10 million a month in sales. And, you know, John could be right. We could be very easily getting to 12 million a month by by December, January of 2020. I predicted, you know, when I first looked at it, that we would do somewhere in the neighborhood of $400 million in 2020. Folks, that's what this looks like. You know, here's where we're at, 10 million. You start growing 5 million a month instead of a million, right? 5 million a month, and you continue that pace at 5 million a month growing. You've grown from 10 million to 65 million come December, and you've done $450 million in sales. I think that's a very real possibility that that will happen. And I'm telling you, folks, when you catch a company that's in that growth cycle, you can't help but to make money because everybody's going to want to join. Everybody's going to hear the stories. See, there's something that happens with momentum. John said it was very predictable. It is very predictable. It's all about income stories and product stories, income stories and product stories. And the more of those you have, then obviously the more people you start to attract. We kind of call it the fish jumping in the boat, right? And I was in a company in 1993. I had 50 people in May of 1993. The next year, May of 1994, I had 75,000 people, right? My group went on to do over $20 million worth of business a month, right? And I made a phenomenal amount of money. So this is the perfect time. But I wanted you to see where some of the average monthly incomes, and this is put out by Valentis, they know exactly what people at these various ranks are making. So they put this out. You can see a car bonus in here that starts at 400, 800, 1,000, 1,500, goes to 3,000 a month for a car bonus. You can get a nice Bentley and a couple other cars for $3,000 a month. But you know, I hit double diamond and triple diamond in October. You know, average monthly income 15,000 to 29,000. About right, a little low, but about right. My good friend and enroller sponsor, Rick Geralds, who down in Houston, Texas, great guy, was Blue Diamond at the time, and now he's Royal Diamond. And I mean, Rick's check has gone through the roof. So here's what happened, right? I mean, it's all about, you know, being in the process, right? I started back in, I was in the company for 4 days when we got this check. So $724, my first check. A year later, 11,000, right? I worked harder for the 700 than I did for the 11,000. Why? Because I had no team. I had no leverage, right? I had no leverage. And so we're going to talk a lot about leverage in all of my trainings. But, you know, almost $225,000 the first year. But here's what's important. Because of the growth, now I've earned $107,000 in the first 3 months of my second year. So almost half as much money in just 3 months of my second year as I did the entire full year of my first year. So, you know, if for people that think that this is not a real business, all they had to do was listen to John. Did you hear what he said? 400 and now on the verge of making $500,000 a month. That on the verge is gone. He is now making $500,000 a month. So, and that's huge, guys. That makes him the 11th income top income earner in the entire industry, right? The 11th top income earner in the entire industry. So, Rick is on there, Jan Menendez is on there, Dr. Chi, Karen, myself, so this is from a publication called Business for Home magazine, and it's all public, and you can see everything. You can go to businessforhome.org and read all about it. So, but it's a real business, right? It's a distribution business of phenomenal products. So a question for you, if there was a snowball's chance that a $600 investment and some part-time effort, 10, 12, 15 hours, whatever you can afford to give to your new venture, then, effort over the next 3 to 5 years could produce a 6 or perhaps 7-figure annual income. Is that something you'd be interested in doing? Hey, every time I ask that question to people, they say, yes, of course. Why wouldn't I? I mean, give me a break. I have no chance of making that kind of money doing what I'm doing, and I'm busting my behind, right? And I hate my job. 70% of the people, having a job hate it. So there's a good chance that you'll run into those people. You probably know them. It could be you. So $600 investment for a global unlimited income potential. And I say potential because it's all up to you, right? I mean, John didn't get there accidentally. Rick didn't get there accidentally. I didn't get there accidentally. The diamonds in my organization didn't get there accidentally. Everybody puts in a lot of hard work, until they reach that tipping point. John's at that tipping point. He is going to earn that much money every month, whether he likes it or not, and whether he works or not. So he can go on vacation. I've done it, right? I went on vacation for 4 years, and my check came. That's when we got paid monthly checks. My check came every month in and month out, month in and month out, and it really didn't make any difference whether I worked or not. So, hey, complete training, no boss except your spouse, right? Unlimited income potential, no employees. That's a big one. That was a big one for me. Tax benefits, and I could go on and on and on and on talking about the benefits of working. My commute, right? My commute is from one room to another. So it's pretty short commute. How to get started? Hey, the best way to get started is the Ruby Pack, the Business Builder Pack. It's 350 samples. That's what I recommend. We've got a bigger package and we got a smaller package, but this really is the package that I recommend because it gives you enough samples to be able to put product in people's hands, and it maximizes the commission, the payout of the commissions. So you can see it here. You get to participate in something we call a legacy bonus, which is an extra $100. You get the dual team match of $20 on either of these packages, and then the dual team matching bonus, and you get to participate in the global enrollment bonus pool. So it maximizes, so why not do that? So, my buddy Marshall Silver was the first diamond in the organization. Marshall and I have known each other for years, and he saw me posting some pictures of the fat melting off, and he says, hey, buddy, how in the world are you getting that to do that? And I said, hey, Marshall, I'm drinking some magic coffee. He said, here's my address in case you don't have it. Send me some of that stuff. And, now he's lost 40 pounds, but more importantly, he's promoting the coffee and the opportunity at each and every one of his events that he does. And what he's offered to the team was that if you purchase a Business Builder Pack, you're going to get 2 tickets, complimentary tickets, to Marshall's Turning Point Seminar. It's 3 days, and there are the upcoming ones. There's one in Midtown Manhattan, right, September 13th, 15th. And then out on the West Coast, there's 2 more. and he usually has them in Las Vegas as well. So that in it of itself is worth the money, right? Just to buy the Business Builder Pack. So where do you see yourself? Are you one of these people? Are you that A type, right? Are you ready to get started? You know, maybe you got a few questions like I did. Maybe you don't have to jump on a plane and go to Sioux Falls, South Dakota to go hammer Dave for 2 days like I did. But, you know, let's get your questions answered. Let's get them out of the way. You know, for those people that don't think that it's for them, God bless you. You know, it's probably not for you. And if you think you just want to be a customer, that's okay. You know, you can do that. We won't turn away any customers, but we are all looking for other people like ourselves that want to build a global business around an amazing product and products within Valentis and earn residual income off the repeat sales of those products, you know, over long periods of time. I'll probably never stop drinking this coffee because it, again, curbs my appetite, gives me great focus, gives me great energy, and I just love it, right? So down to, oh, I didn't finish the story. I'm now down 40 pounds, right? 215 to 175. I'm the lightest I've been for a long time, I'll just say that. And my waist has gone from a 40 to a 33. So I had to go out and buy new clothes anyway, but they were all smaller sizes. So that's a good thing. I've been actually finding clothes in my closet that I've never worn that still have the tags on them that I'm taking back to the stores and changing them for smaller sizes. They're happy to do it, so I'm happy to take them back. So, hey, I wanted to leave you just with one thing, and you know, how long are you willing to keep working on your dream? You know, you've been presented an opportunity that has the possibility of changing your life. Now what, right? Are you just going to sit there and watch it happen? Or are you going to get involved and participate in what's happening? So, you know, I love this. It says you're one decision away, your success and failure are separated by one decision. And I could tell you story after story after story of things like that that have happened in my life. So let me let you listen to Mr. Les Brown. Oh, and that's not going to work. Maybe now it'll work.
In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years. Because at any time had that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dream? And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People gonna do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. That is not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away. During those hard times, we didn't know how you're going to make payroll. During those times when you failed and things didn't work out, they were nowhere to be found. But you know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and there's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. And people know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You know it was hard, but you did it hard.
So let me leave you with this, guys. We've got another Zoom tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. That code for that Zoom is 570-415-070, 8 p.m. East Coast time. I would definitely get some people that you know onto that Zoom and let them listen to the story. On Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. East Coast time, I'll do another one on this channel, right? On 908-544-558. So, you know, get back to the person that invited you to watch this live or on replay, and, you know, tell them you want to get started. Tell them you want to buy a business builder pack. Let's go. I mean, this is the best opportunity, like I said, that I've seen in my 30-year career. Took me out of semi-retirement. I'm going to make more money in the next 5 years than I have in the past 30 years, you know, in all the things that I've done. So that's what I'm shooting for, and love to take you with me. So with that, God bless everybody. Thanks for joining me here this evening, and I will end this meeting officially right now. Again, thanks a lot. Bye.